And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 429. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Batman issue 2 a little bit later on in the show after we have our usual guy bro conversations that you guys all know and love. And it is time for me to actually announce two things on this episode of the MSK show. Well, one is that it is Jared from Comics League's birthday. So happy birthday, Jared. He is now old like me.
Thank you.
So
I'm not that old yet.
he's going to need a cane at this point now, just like Batman has in Batman Beyond, where he's mentoring Terry McGinnis. He got to have his cane, got to walk around with that at this point. And it is also Valentine's Day. So, you know, you guys are probably going to watch this show on the replay. So it's going to be Valentine's Day for you. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there that does celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day because it's kind of a holiday just pretty much for losers, honestly. And, you know, the people that have significant others are already going to celebrate with them anyway. And if you're a single guy, this is the best advice I can offer you, because I've learned a lot being a hot, rich, charismatic, witty, funny, single guy for most of my life. You have to actually get your life, you know, all set and ready. There's a saying when I was younger, it's called getting your ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know, prioritize things in life, and then women will come in all shapes and sizes. So as you guys know, I do shit on women a fair bit amount, but this is the best advice I can give to dudes ever. Get your stuff together in your life, and other things, whatever they may be, will come into play. So first things first is actually getting a job. The second thing is saving enough money to move out on your own. The third thing is obviously, you know, having a car. That's what a lot of people have. So getting that. Then when you move it on your own, obviously have enough money and a decent job to pay your bills. And there you go. Now, if you want to go to the gym, sure, that's kind of optional. But those are like the main things. Get a job, save up enough money so you can move out, have something to get you around town. You can take public transportation, sure. That's what I do, you know, and obviously pay your bills. That's it, you know. And actually, when you get a job and you'll feel good about yourself and you have money, that will make you feel awesome. You're going to make you feel like you're on top of the world. Then you have to pay, you know, if you get a decent job, you pay the IRS for working, but, you know, that's a different conversation for another day, actually. But, you know, like, women like dudes with money. This is something that they like, because, you know, you take a girl on a date, she's going to want you to fucking buy her food. And don't split you know what you have to do? Don't split the check. What's going to end up happening is, I want you guys to listen to me. Do this. Go to Five Guys, go to Chick-fil-A, go to In-N-Out, or go to McDonald's or Burger King. Any fast food, coffee, or food place, you spend like $20 there. You spend like $40 max. It doesn't mean anything, obviously, you know? So, yeah, that's the best advice I can give you. Also, you know, try to keep your friends circle kind of small. You know, I know a lot of people don't actually understand that. You don't really need a big group of friends. You need like a few friends that you really truly connect with, and then you'll be good. Friends that you can have honest conversations with, friends you can kind of talk to. That's it. That's all you really need as a guy. I mean, this thing where dudes overrate women is just so pathetic. You don't need that. Like, you really don't. But if a girl does come along in that aspect of you building yourself and putting yourself together, that's awesome, honestly. But you should kind of get yourself together first, then kind of worry about everything else later, you know. But it is Jared's birthday, and good Lord, what has happened? You feel older now? You can't
Not
move.
really.
So aren't you, 28 now?
30.
Good Lord.
I know. Another decade, my God.
So what did you end up doing today outside of work? Did you work today, or you just
No, I had off. So basically what I ended up doing is I went to my comic book store and got a crap ton of stuff. And then I basically had a movie day where I watched Pixels. I watched that movie Conspiracy Theory. And I watched the Russell Crowe Robin Hood movie. It's really good. You really ought to try that. Yeah, I had a lot of different things I was picking from.
Good Lord. That sounds like you went on Netflix and you tried to watch something for 30 minutes and just settled on that.
I hit random. Just give me random crap.
Okay, so when you went to the comic book shop, was it you just picking up stuff from your pull list that you didn't get on Wednesday, or just grabbing like trades or any omnibuses and stuff like that?
So what I got is
Good Lord, kill me now.
So
Oh
a
my
couple of
God.
things.
Oh Lord.
So I got the Sentry Omnibus from Marvel.
Okay. I'm actually gonna get that. I do want to buy that
It's
actually.
really good.
Okay.
Justice League Dark from Rebirth. I got this trade of Amazing Spider-Man: The Life and Death of Spiders.
Oh, that is the okay. So that's the second volume to JMS's run.
Yeah. And I got the Absolute Edition of The Death of Superman.
I have the compendium version. I should probably get the omnibus, but I have the compendium they released, I think, last year or some shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, it was like a bunch of stuff that I really wanted to like pick up. And I also got my pull list and trades and stuff. I always, whenever I go there, I just grab my pull list. And I have like a lot of stuff I'm backloaded on. A lot of it is the Absolute Edition, Absolute Universe books, because they keep coming out and I keep wanting them.
To be fair, what's also good about the Absolute Universe books is that they're always having like second and third and fourth printings every single time you go on. Like for me, I go on mycomicshop.com and it feels like almost every other 2 weeks there's second, third, or fourth printings of these books. They just announced that they're going to be doing like a whole round of reprints.
They're reprinting every single issue, brother. I'm like, oh my God.
I need it for Absolute Superman because it's crazy because I actually bought Absolute Superman issues 8 and 9. So every Absolute book I bought in order except for Wonder Woman. That one I stopped at 10. Every other one I've gotten in order. Because Wonder Woman, I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till trade. I'll just buy it and read it and trade.
It's the single most redeeming thing about Wonder Woman nowadays because Tom King won't leave the book.
He can't leave anything. He'll have no job. What is he gonna do besides write comics? What are you gonna do? Could you imagine Tom King working at a Burger King?
Well, I said what's kind of funny is on my channel I always say, so it's like he has hinted that he wants to like step back from doing comic book writing because James Gunn keeps giving him work at DC Studios. So I'm like, how ironic is it that James Gunn giving Tom King more work is actually saving me?
Well, it probably pays better. Like, do people forget?
Oh yeah.
Do people forget what I personally think? That a lot of people just don't think about comic books in the way that, well, people like me and you would, because we obviously buy and read these a lot. I want you guys to really understand this. Jeff Johns is someone you all know, okay? At one point, he was the president of DC Films around the time where Zack Snyder's era of DC was at, right? What do you guys think made him more money? Writing comic books or producing movies for DC while also doing Stargirl? What do you think, just in your brain, what do you think made him more money?
Oh,
and
yeah.
If you say comic books, you're a moron. When you have being a movie and TV executive, that's what made him more money.
Well, not only that, when you're on a book where people keep saying that, I see it all online discourse that it is the worst run in Wonder Woman's history, and the fans, me, has started a hashtag to get you removed from the book.
Good Lord.
I had to, bro. But yeah, it's just, so I've been really enjoying the Absolute Universe. A lot of that stuff is really fun for me. What I've been really loving is Green Lantern and Aquaman. That stuff is incredible, bro. Jeremy Adams.
Yeah. Jeremy Adams Aquaman run. I know I got to like issue 6. I know I need to buy the first trade. Because I bought a lot of these single issues up to like 6, but I know if I'm not gonna read and review them with you guys in like the immediate term, then it's better if I just get the trades. I know we're all gonna get the trades too. Green Lantern, I have been buying trades. I know they just released volume 5 or 6 this week. I think or next week.
It is one of the. I always say the way I kind of describe it is, so you could go from the Jeff Johns run to that. And granted, there are some events that happen in the middle that like stuff, but it feels like the same type of storytelling. It feels very it continues on a lot of the same themes. Because I've always said Green Lantern is DC's version of Star Wars. So if you lean into that, like Adams does and like Jeff did, it works.
Oh, also the thing with that Jeremy Adams Green Lantern run, like the volume 1 that I read, honestly, amazing. It's one of those, you know how people keep talking about like DC books being like, this is the jumping on point. Honestly, guys, if you've never read a Green Lantern comic in your entire life, if you buy Jeremy Adams Green Lantern volume 1, it's called Back into Action. It's on Amazon for like $8, literally $8. And if you're a fan of Hal Jordan and just Green Lanterns in general, there is something in that book where, yes, it does take place after a big event, but those big events are not referenced at all. It's literally the pixel perfect book of what I personally believe that DC Comics always tries to do. It's like, now there's always about this jumping on point. Literally, here, I'll bring it up right now for if all of you guys right here who, don't know what I'm talking about, because, people are visual, apparently. They can't actually hear anything these days. Here. And keep in mind, everyone, this took me actually, it was so good. This book was so good, I actually wanted to reread it again. It's like one of those trades that I read the first time and I went, you know what? If I would sit down and reread this again, because to be fair, in my brain, I can remember all that stuff anyway. I don't really have to reread something. I can remember everything anyway. That was one of those books where I wanted to go like, man, I would love to reread that again. Good fucking God, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So right here, because also keep in mind with this Green Lantern run, the only thing that's kind of weird is you're probably going to be thinking like, well, MSK, what about Star Sapphire? Is she a villain? No. But they do use her in a way where it's like useful. She's not like not a damsel in distress. She's actually useful to the actual story itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's a thing that like is a balancing act when you really have these characters, because particularly when you deal with like Green Lantern and all that stuff, is like there is the trap you can fall into where Carol just becomes like the damsel in distress or the arm candy. But what Adams really does really well is he balances that and gives her her own character moments, like her wanting to be a superhero, join the Justice League and all that, which was, it's one of the parts where I always go, well done, sir. Because Carol and Hal, like some of my favorite DC characters, and seeing them done so well is very nice. It's nice to see.
Yeah. It was also nice to see Sinestro in a different light too. Like when they had that moment in the bar and then he's talking like about Sinestro and thinking about Sinestro in a way that he's always used to. And the Sinestro's like, well, I don't have what you think I have anymore. It's going to be different. And then he had to, because in the trade, it has the tie-in issues for Night Terrors for Green Lantern. And it's only 2 of them. The art in those specific Night Terror books were so good. Honestly, people said Night Terror sucks. Oh, you guys are probably right. It probably does suck. I only read the 2 issues of Green Lantern that were in that book. So to be honest here, if anything outside of that stinks, I don't even fucking know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Night Terrors. So Dawn of DC launches, and it's so good. Everyone's like relaunching everything like that. The stories are great. Then literally, they tell you these stories will continue in 2 months for after Night Terrors. And I'm like, what do you mean these are going to continue? I was having fun. And then it's a Halloween event, not on Halloween.
Yeah, and I remember they stopped all the mainline books just to do that. I'm like,
I know.
So that's what we have to get Jared. We have to get Jared the Night Terrors omnibus for his birthday next year. You know what's crazy? It's 1,522 pages. And the comments under it on League of Comics Geeks is the same comments that I saw when they announced Tom King's Batman Omnibus Volume 1. The comments went like this, guys. They actually printed toilet paper. Expensive toilet paper.
Well, yeah, Lord. Because that Batman run is toilet paper.
Good Lord. Oh, my God. Do you remember the part where there's the Joker part? He just tells Catwoman, you don't got to be with Bruce. And she's like, yeah. What the fuck?
Well, you know what was my favorite? I told my girlfriend this, and she was like, what is wrong with this man? I told him the scene. Remember in the gift section where Booster Gold went back in time and saved the Waynes, and Hal Jordan blows his brains out, and then Catwoman ends up killing the Waynes? I tell that story to Britt, and to my girlfriend, and then she's like, what is wrong with that man?
Oh my God. I still can't believe this. Catwoman had second thoughts about marrying Batman, and I remember it's been a long time since I read what had happened, but I remember Joker just was like, "You don't got to do it." What the fuck? Just what the flying fuck? And then that wasn't even the worst part. For some reason, that Thomas Wayne ends up somehow being in this Batman run. The Thomas Wayne that was the Flashpoint Batman. He somehow would side with villains against his son that were trying to kill him. What? All right. At that point, get me a new writer. This has all gone off the rails. Just new person.
You know it's bad. So this is the real reason why he got kicked off of Batman. He may say it was for other reasons, but that's because he's trying to protect his ego. The real reason why is because the Hulk was selling without selling Batman. The Hulk.
It was after the wedding issue. Remember, they were billing on Batman and Catwoman getting married, and all the shops bought into it. And what's crazy is one of the highest selling comic books is that Batman issue where he's gonna marry Catwoman. And if you guys have ever watched TV, you guys know when it comes to wedding episodes, all bets are off. And shops were very, very mad at what had happened in that issue. All the shops have all these posters of Batman and Catwoman.
Some made wedding cakes.
I was at Frankenson's, and every shop that week when that book was going to come out had posters. And keep on, the art's great. David Finch's art is absolutely amazing. He literally, you could use that art style in like animated movies for DC if they ever wanted to keep doing them. Those are good. Nothing against David Finch. Whenever I criticize Tom King's Batman run ever, from what I remember, because it's been a long time since I've even gone through some of that shit. David Finch, you are not to blame for any of that. You just went there, did your job.
King gets the best artist. That's why. Only reason why his stuff sells. That's it. Only reason why.
So here, guys, here is Green Lantern Volume 1 back into action. Right here. $8. You can use Amazon Prime. This is like $8 if you don't use Prime. I can't scroll up because that would show my address, and I don't trust you crazy people on the internet. So you buy this, $8. It's one of the best jumping on points for a character like Hal Jordan that has like, what, 60, 70, 80 years of history with comic books and different continuities and writers and artists and all that stuff. And keep in mind, it's only, because I know some of you guys are losers, 216 pages. If you can't read that and you have to be on TikTok every day, just don't. Just it's $8. That's what? It's like $10 tax, $10 investment. Honestly, if you don't like it, no harm, no foul. It's $10. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? Exactly. But I will say that's a great starting point. You could always use the compact comics. I know Tom Taylor's Nightwing run is going to come out in compact comic. Well, at least a volume 1 of it, because I don't think that'll cover all of his run. There's no way. No, yeah. So that's what's weird about the compact comics is they were announced as completed story arcs for characters. So a lot of people are probably going to think that's the whole run. Well, not every book's going to have the whole run, guys, because that would be a lot of fucking pages.
Yeah. I mean, they have an omnibus for his Nightwing run, and that's the entire story. But it's right. With that, it would probably be like the first couple of trades, I would say, would be collected.
I actually have those. Yeah, those over there.
Yeah, because I have the Darwin Cook, Ed Brubaker, Catwoman one, and I have the Superman Batman one, which collects Public Enemies and the Supergirl storyline from Jeff Loeb and Michael Turner's book. But yeah, normally it's like 1 to 2 things. It's meant to be like just like beginning, middle, and end storylines you can pick up and just give to people.
So it's also another thing that'll come up soon is I think with the DCU going on as much as it is, they're going to pretty much always release a book corresponding to the movie coming out. You had Superman, which was this was the Grant Morrison run. Oh my, All-Star Superman, which is crazy. Nothing in that movie represents that book. And keep in mind, I know it's on a 1-to-1 adaptation. Guys, James Gunn quite literally said, word for word, his movie is based off Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman run. The very minimum the movie had from that book is Superman. That's it. It's one of those things where here's what happened. He likes Grant Morrison. He just wanted to help Grant Morrison sell more of his run. There's nothing in that movie that represents that book. Even if you watch the animated movie did a better job of that from the little bit of I've watched of that. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like they just do that for marketing. That's it. They just do it for marketing.
Yeah, like at least now I like the way they talk about books now. Like, you know how they say they're loosely inspired? Do that. Do not say they're an adaptation, because an adaptation implies you're going to be taking like 40% of the book. or 50% or 60%. Just say my movie is loosely based off of concepts of this book and character. Like the Joker movie. You could say the Joker movie is loosely based off of some events of the Joker's history. Okay, fair enough. You could say that, fucking the Flash movie is loosely based off Flashpoint, because God knows that's not Flashpoint. That is just what I would call a heaping pile of shit. But that's my own personal opinion. So, but it just...
Well, the Flashpoint movie infuriates me.
It's so ass.
You know why?
The more you think about it now, the more you think it's so bad.
Here's why. So I a year or so back, I got the omnibus for Flashpoint because I was like, okay, I'll pick this up. I like Flashpoint. I read it. The part that got me in that movie, they make Wonder Woman out to be this big villain. She's not. Like, she tries over and over and over again to stop the war and to like negotiate with Arthur. But it's like in the movie, it's like, oh no, I have to kill you to subjugate man's world. I'm like, the hell is this? That's not even accurate to the book you're adapting.
James Gunn, read one Superman comic. James Gunn read one Superman comic and said, I know everything I need to know now. But it's so weird because if you're going to tell me that this movie is going to be loosely based off of that run, have something in there that represents it. If what's in the movie is just Superman, Lois, and Lex, you could have said that you could have said the movie's based on any interpretation of Superman. What the fuck was that? I just don't know why I don't get the lying part. Just say, hey, I like Grant Morrison. I like his All-Star Superman run. Go check that out. That's all you got to say. Why did he say, hey, this movie's based off this and it's nothing? What the fuck was that?
Again, marketing. But it's like, even if he says it's based off of All-Star Superman. I don't remember an All-Star Superman where the Jor-El says, go rape and murder everyone.
In Minecraft, allegedly.
But also, I'm just like,
skin
what?
Cancer? He got like skin cancer in that run, from what I remember. That didn't happen in that movie.
He got like a lethal dose of like a solar radiation, so it's like his cells were like overloaded.
Okay, good lord, man, fucking hell. But we do have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, as a DC Compact comic that came out. Supergirl movie is coming out. What's crazy is apparently they're gonna give Superman's Day to Supergirl.
Yeah, and they're going to do the Summer of Supergirl. They're just doing that because a movie's coming out. That's why.
All right, again. I don't think I asked you this because you weren't here around the time the Supergirl trailer dropped. You excited for Supergirl at all?
No.
Now that the trailer's out?
Well, here's why I need to. Same woman that's writing Supergirl is writing the Wonder Woman movie, and Wonder Woman is my favorite character. So I have a little bit more of a investment into this, but I hate the book it's based on because it's like, that is not a Supergirl book. He literally just said, I want a drunk pirate girl story. Okay, I'm writing Supergirl. I'm just going to force it to be Supergirl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's written by Anna...
Tom King.
No, sorry, the movie. Sorry.
Oh, the movie, yeah.
No, you're right, because the book is written by Tom King, and the movie's going to be written by Anna Nogueira.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she announced to be writing like Wonder Woman, Titans, and there's another one in there, I think. Because why is he... Okay, guys, you know what? I'm going to be this guy. For some reason, James Gunn is weirdly addicted to just having women write these male superhero fantasies. I'm just pointing out, we might actually have Batman Brave and the Bold written by Christina Hodson. Guys, Christina Hodson writes like dookie ass for superhero movies. Actually, if you say
Batman,
let's just... And people say, but her other movies that are not comic book movies are written very well. Well, then doesn't that just answer your question? Okay, so she's strong. I would say strong in quotations. She's strong at writing non-superhero stuff or comic book stuff. Okay, so that means she sucks at something else. My God, what a foreign concept that is. You're good at one thing and bad at another. That's fucking crazy. Movies she's written, you guys have forgotten. Actually, you know what? Just because I love shitting on people, let's go over Christina Hodson really quickly. So the big movie you guys know her for is Bumblebee, a movie you literally tell me you only remember the first 10 minutes of it. I've never heard... Yeah.
Which I love the entire movie, but it's like people only talk about the first 10 minutes because it's like, why can't we get a War for Cybertron movie?
And I will always be fair to her. There's going to be studio meddling, producers, exec. I understand that. I'm not blaming her for that. I'm blaming her for the script she turned in during the movie. That's all I'm blaming her for. So this is a fucking movie where none of, beside you, a lot of you can't even tell me what happens in the movie after 10 minutes. Do you know what that usually implies to me? That means that shit is either really awful or it's forgettable. Both can be bad interchangeably as concepts, right? Then she did Birds of Prey. She wrote Birds of Prey. Arguably, I think, in my opinion, one of the worst comic book movies to ever come out. It's actually worse than some of the other worst ones to ever exist. It is literally a pile of ass. It's literally garbage. Then she wrote The Flash. Keep in mind, all this stuff, studio meddling, directors and producers, keep that aside. I'm just talking about the script she turned in. The Flash, I don't know if it's worse than Birds of Prey because they're both, you know what? If I was strapped to a chair butt naked and Jigsaw had a taser to my balls and he said, you can watch Birds of Prey or The Flash, I would say you can just kill me because I wouldn't watch either of these hunks of garbage. And you guys will sit here and tell me and convince me and try to lie to my face and tell me she can write Batman Brave and the Bold. She wrote Birds of Prey and The Flash. None of you like those movies. She wrote a Flash movie where Barry's dad is in jail and it makes no conceivable sense why he's in jail because he wasn't there to commit a murder, even if it was logically believable he could have. He wasn't there at his house. Also, if Barry's dad killed his mom in that movie, Barry would have seen him. He literally came down into the kitchen very quickly. He knew his dad was at the store. He told them, the authorities, his dad was at the store. You have cameras there. Why would he not be there? And for some reason, his dad goes, it's just so stupid. It's just an awful movie. And you guys want to tell me she's going to write a competent Batman movie? No. Why do we do this? Why can't you just say, you know what? I'm casually optimistic at best. If someone said that to me, that's fine. Because
too many people are like, "Oh my gosh, DC is saved. This is gonna be peak." And I go, "We've been through this before." People were telling me that Blue Beetle was gonna make $1 billion. I'm like, no.
Whoever told you that's opinion needs to be thrown into the trash. Honestly, no offense, guys. If you said Blue Beetle was gonna make $1 billion, you know what? Sadder things. Actually, more dumber things have been told to me, actually, you know? Another thing to go over is why would I believe she can write a competent comic book movie script? There's been 2 chances for that. Keep in mind, also this was under the Walter Amada leadership where they gave a lot of, I would say women, a lot more freedom to have a lot more say in like a lot of these scripts and stuff. Keep in mind, Andy Muschietti likes to blame the studio for The Flash failing. I remember him going out and making a video saying, how much he loved casting Sasha Calle as Supergirl. So, who has the more say in how these movies are structured?
Or how about it? He said that the bad CGI was intentional.
Yeah, like how's that an executive thing? Like I think it's always going to be 50-50, but sometimes it's always going to be maybe potentially 70-30, 60-40. Literally just depends. But there's no, because you know how I know she's the writer of the Batman movie, guys? Because you know how James Gunn usually comes out in quotations, I'm literally put this in quotation, debunks things that people say. He's not done that for her yet. I've known that. He's not done that for her at all yet. He's actually doubled down and defended her, saying that, what did he say? Something along the lines of like, Christina Hodson is truly like a class act. We love her scripts. Crazy how he makes that comment after she's rumored to write this movie. I'll just give an example. The Jimmy mockumentary show, remember? He came out and said, this is going to happen, but that's not the name of the show. Okay. And he said that for a lot of things. He'll say, no, I like this writer or this person who wrote this article, but this is untrue. He's not did that for the Christina Hodson thing, guys, yet. She's the writer of the movie. I will say this. He is consistent at always coming out and saying if this thing is good or bad. Now, just because he says that doesn't make it bad, true or not true. I'm just saying that this Christina Hodson thing, he's not said anything. I know she's the writer of the movie. And if she's the writer of the movie, that is an automatic red flag. I have Like, you can just take my help and throw that shit in the garbage. That is a 0%. There is a 10%. No. There's a 0% chance she can write a Batman movie. Not even close. Not even close. I'm not even going to entertain that. That movie's going to probably suck writing wise, which is all Batman. Because my Batman, guys, is such a beloved character. Your writing, if it's bad, is going to be scrutinized like to hell. So, hey, honestly, better if Tom King wrote that shit. At least we know what we would get with him, right? I'd rather him write it. That's not even saying much. I'd be terrible if he wrote it too. He'd be a bad person to write it too. She'd be worse. Because keep in mind, James Gunn is like Tom King and Christina Hodson. They're in my what do you call it? Oh my, they're in like that advisory role. He's like the people that he keeps close to him.
It's like his inner circle, like it's a cult.
Why? Just why? I don't understand. Oh my god. Oh, fuck me. All right, Anna Nugaria. Let's see. What is she supposed to be doing? She wrote. Oh, she was a recurrent. Yeah, I think she was in the Vampire Diaries a few episodes. I don't remember. Yeah, oh, man, who was she? I don't remember. Maybe it was a season I stopped watching. God damn it, fucking hell. But any other comic books you're getting outside of Marvel and DC by any chance? Anything on like the Image or
I've been really enjoying Transformers for sure. Transformers, G.I. Joe, the Energon universe is really speaking to me. I read a lot of Spawn and Scorch. Those are really fun. And
okay.
I recently started checking out Power Rangers, and that's fun as well.
Which it's about the
Power Rangers Prime.
Power Rangers Prime. Oh, okay. Because I know they're gonna end up restarting it with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers again.
Which they did. I have that on my pull list, and I'm like, oh, Mighty Morphin is like Thanos. They're like, it all comes right back to me.
Good lord. Yep. Because I remember they did a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers one shot, and I didn't hear any buzz about Power Rangers Prime at all. And I was like, you know what? They're gonna cancel this at 15 issues.
Because Prime is kind of bland. That's why.
I would say this. Power Rangers is one of the most washed franchises ever. They're stuck in this rut where they can't try anything new. And what's crazy is Power Ranger fans are stupid too. They'll sit there and tell you in one side of their mouth, nobody likes anything outside of Mighty Morphin. And then in their same breath, tell you they like a season that came out 10 years after the original. They'll say, I like Ninja Storm. Guys, Ninja Storm came out like almost a decade after the original did. So what is it? Do people only like the original, or do people like stuff after the original? Or color me shocked here, there's people that liked Power Rangers after the original and kept watching it. Things don't just stop because you stopped watching something. Where is this as a concept? Because you stopped after Mighty Morphin, that means that all of us just stopped watching it. Guys, there's better seasons after Mighty Morphin. And by better, I mean like literally starting with Zeo's more competently written. Just is, right? In Space is considered the best. Crazy. In Space is considered the best season, and it came out in what, 2001?
Personally, my favorite's always been Time Force.
A season that came out in 2000, what? 2005, something like that, right? Like Time Force, In Space, Lost Galaxy, these are all considered like top 3. These came out after the original. I just don't get why fans of this
2001 is Time Force.
Good lord, I feel old now. Oh god, don't make me feel old, Jared. Stop it. God damn it. It's one of those things where what is it, people? Tell me, what is it? Did people watch the seasons after Mighty Morphin? Sounds like they did. We know they did because they made. So how many seasons? There's what series? Like what, 30 of them? I have people on Twitter telling me they started with Power Rangers Samurai. And people want to tell me what straight face that everyone stopped their after my. What is wrong with most of you? Do you think the world just stopped because you stopped doing something? That doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Too many people think that like they're the new people think that like the way the characters are when they come in is the way they've always been, and B, the way they always should be. And I go, no, that's not a thing.
Or I'll just add to your point, or they think their experience with something is everyone else's experience, And then if it's not exactly that, then they're like, it didn't happen. It's like, I'm so glad you've been around me so long to know everything that happens in my day-to-day life.
I will say credit to James Gunn for saying, hey, next, and don't say like we want something, just say you want something.
You know, and I will say that, hey, Boom Studios, this is what I recommend doing. Do a Scott Snyder DC Comics Absolute Universe approach. Absolute Martian Manhunter proves this. Just tell people, hey, we're going to do a 6-issue miniseries. Actually, do a vote of it. Put out a poll. Do a vote. Do a vote of the 5 most popular seasons, not Mighty Morphin, and say this. We'll do 6 issues of this series, and if the sales are good, it'll get 6 more. See if the interest is there. Try out the 2 with the most voted. Go from there.
Yeah, but take it slow.
Yeah, do 5 options. What are your guys's and put out your 5 options. What I would recommend is my personal recommendation would be Time Force, Dino Thunder, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Ninja Storm. Just those are just 5 on top of my head right there, right?
All of mine.
Yeah,
maybe SPD.
SPD don't. Yeah, try 6. Try those 6. Whichever 3 gets the highest voted gets the 6-issue miniseries. Whichever one of them sells the best, you do 6 more. This notion that only Mighty Morphin can sell is ridiculous. You don't. I don't understand.
That's not a thing, because again, there are people that say that the later seasons are better than Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. Okay, if you do one about Samurai, that might actually flop at 6
Well,
issues.
if you do anything about Megaforce, then it's gonna flop.
But I will say, hey, money talks. And I will say this to Boom Studios: if the fans do not support those, you know what? You make as many Mighty Morphin number 1s as you want. You know what? You earned it because you proved me wrong. If the fans don't come and support it, I fully understand it from a business perspective. They didn't support it, and you can obviously not keep making them. But this notion of just not trying, they're not even trying. People are going to say they did a Power Rangers in Space 1 and Time Force 1 and Old Man. Guys, those are one. That was, oh my God. So how many? That's 3 books. 3. That's 3. You know how many Power Rangers seasons there is? Yes, they did one on In Space. They did one on Time Force. They did one on Tommy. Awesome. Cool. The last time they tried, when was the last time they tried that? Oh my God. So yeah, Soul of the Dragon. When did that come out? Good Lord.
And that was a good one, by the way.
A lot of people like that one. Yeah. Soul of the Dragon, Power Rangers. What's the last one that part of Soul of the Dragon? Let's go to the wiki really quickly. That came out December 5th, 2018. December 5th, 2018. That's when that came out. And Power Rangers, the Psychopath, which is the In Space one, came out October 9th, 2019. Then Power Rangers Sins of the Future, which is Time Force, came out November 3rd, 2020. Guys, we are in 2026. We're in 2026 now.
Mm-hmm.
The last one that came out in that kind of series was Power Rangers Unlimited Hair to Darkness, but doesn't look like anyone. No, but that didn't count for that. I'm talking like anything that's not strictly Mighty Morphin. And from what I've seen here, no, is there any errors, anything like that? Let me see. Nope. And keep in mind, try this out. Just try a 6-issue miniseries. I just don't get this. Like, we're not going to try anything out at all. You just failed then. Now, if you try it out and the fans don't support it financially, with the shops doing it and then the people come in and buy the books, sure, you don't got to do it. It's fine. But good Lord, man. Because I know people do on Power Ranger Facebook groups, they're like, well, anything, you can't criticize Mighty Morphin because it started everything. What?
Mm-hmm.
What logic do you guys in life subscribe to? I don't want to know, honestly, because my brain will fry if you talk to me. I think my brain has handled enough these days. Well, time to review a book that'll blow my no, can't say those words on YouTube. Actually, I can. Time to review a Batman comic book that will not fry my book. Oh my God, my brain is fried. No, Jared, I lost my brain.
We've all been there.
Yeah. No, all right. All jokes aside, we're going to end up reviewing this Batman issue. So we're going to get this in just a moment for a video. Which cover did you get for this one?
I had the regular one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're good. Give me one moment to set up this video and stuff. Nate, you're alive. Good. Yeah. Wild Force is pretty powerful. These seasons have their fans. Do they have as much as Mighty Morphin? Honestly, who knows? Put out some series of the other ones and see how it goes.
How about this? How about this? Just do Power Ranger series every other month. I mean, every month you do an issue on a different series. Like 1 month is you can go down the line. Mighty Morphin, Zeo, blah 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 blah. You keep going, and then every month is a different like era of Power Rangers. It's really simple.
This guy's who would we gamble? All right, guys, choose your traditional wives: Brett Cooper, Nala, or that Sarah Stick chick. No, I mean Brett Cooper's filthy rich. I'm gonna have to go with her. She's filthy rich. I'm good. I'll just choose her. If I have to choose one, good lord. Oh my god, everyone's talking about artists versus writers again. I'm done. I'm done with people on Twitter. Good lord. I need to check out that for a second. There's just people in life are just so beyond annoying. I'll never make it me alive. All right. Okay. So I'll just ask you this in the video anyway. Okay. So, all right. We're going to start here and let's get it going. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Batman issue 2. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our Batman issue 1 comic book review, which is the brand new DC Comics Batman ongoing series written by Matt Fraction with art by Jorge Jimenez, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out our Batman issue 1 comic book review. That way you guys can understand how we feel about that issue compared to this one. Now, since this is Jared from Comics League's first comic book review with me, and I always say this for everyone that does comic book reviews with me, I will leave a link to their YouTube channel and social media in the description box below. So if you want to go and subscribe or follow, Jared on his YouTube channel or Twitter, then please go and do so. So I will kind of reiterate what I said in my Batman issue 1 comic book review. Now, I know a lot of you guys didn't like what I said, but I will just explain it in this way. I hold Batman and Superman and other superhero characters true to my heart because I love these characters so much. So it's like a pedestal I have. Batman and Superman are like up here. Same with like Wolverine, Thor. I actually generally like Iron Man, so he'd be up there too. So I kind of want their stuff to be really good. I feel like Batman and Superman, given how much they've influenced everything, how much you guys love them, they should get the best writers and stories possible, right? And I want to love when a new Batman run starts. I want to love what I'm reading and reviewing because it makes me feel amazing that my favorite superhero character can get the best of what is available. And Batman and Superman should have what is the best available to them. And then I read Batman issue 1 by Matt Fraction, and it is just rather okay, like I said in the review when I did it with Last Comic Fan. He didn't like it more than I did. My biggest problem is I just don't intentionally think that Bruce would reveal his identity to somebody, especially one of his villains that he's had for God knows how long, right? It's just not a smart thing for a guy that is considered world's greatest detective, obviously. Now, do I think it was a bad issue 1? No, but it's kind of the way I look at the James Gunn Superman movie. It's like I wanted to love it. I wanted to really fall in love with it, but it was just rather okay, But I do feel like this Batman issue is a lot more stronger and better than issue 1. Now, if you liked Batman issue 1, that's fine. It's up to you. It's all subjective anyway, but in my own personal opinion, this does a way better job than issue 1 did, in my opinion. So I will get Jared's opinion on issue 1 really quickly because he wasn't here for issue 1's review. That was someone else. And then we'll start reviewing Batman issue 2. So what was your thoughts on Batman issue 1 by Matt Fraction?
Yeah, so going into this, I was like, all right, so let me see what's going on here because he's going pretty nostalgic with like the blue suit and stuff. And it's like, they're redesigning a lot of stuff with Batman, so that was cool. The other thing that I kind of dig is how they're kind of leaning in and letting Batman have a little bit of humor. Like, Batman's not going to be like funny, like Deadpool funny, but he can have a few moments of dry humor now and then. So that was cool. Yeah, Batman giving his identity to any villain, that is literally just a bad decision waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not digging that at all.
Because later on in the run, that is going to come back and bite him in the ass. Like, anyone as smart as him would never just do that. I think that is out of character.
Yeah, it is.
That's something that he would generally not do. That's something that is completely ridiculous, And I know Laps didn't like when I think the one lady said, like, to Batman, hey, you should kind of, what was the thing she told him in issue 1? It was something along the lines of, like, Batman is supposed to be like this. He's supposed to inspire and all this other stuff. It was some weird, like, convoluted speech she gave to him, and he's supposed to, like, feel a certain way about it. Like, Batman issue 1, I can understand why people liked it. It's just, for me, it was just rather okay. I wouldn't call it bad. I wouldn't call it awful.
No, it's not bad. It's, I would say okay is like
okay,
a proper, like, way to say it. It wasn't, this way, at least in my opinion, the series got more enjoyable as it went on. But yeah, for one, it was like, it did what it had to do in order to, like, restart Batman stuff. Plus, Batman's been in kind of a rough state lately. So it's like, yeah, a relaunch like this was the right thing to do, in my opinion.
All right. So kicking off from the events of the last issue, I just want to make sure you guys know this. Vandal Savage, the guy that's immortal, essentially.
That part I hate.
Is the police commissioner. I guess. These things just happen sometimes in comics, right? Also, I think they gave a cameo appearance to Tim Drake Robin at the end of the last issue, if I'm misremembering it. But this issue starts off with essentially, Batman with Tim and Damian at the Wayne Manor. And essentially the theme of the book is Batman is trying to teach Tim how to drive, essentially. Tim wants to drive the Batmobile. And then Bruce, right? And then Bruce goes, you know what? I'll start you on something smaller, which is what everyone, to be fair, that is relatable.
He starts him on, like, the loner from The Mask. He goes, break out the kitty mobile.
Because Damian's like, no, you idiot. You got to drive this one to start off with. And so that is the theme of the book. It's essentially, Batman, being a dad to Tim, because Tim wants to drive the Batmobile, and then Batman is giving Tim driving lessons. So then after that, we get to the present, because that was in the past. You have an armed robbery happening. And then during this armed robbery, there was the guy that was in the truck. He ends up getting killed, as this always happens, because, there's always that one frantic robber who just ends up killing the person who was in the vehicle. Then after that, some of them try getting away. And then Tim comes in and hits the mask off of one of those guys, because one of the fucking thugs were like, hey, I don't like wearing this. So he ends up cracking that guy's mask anyway. Tim Drake arrives, and then Tim starts kind of, investigating what were they actually stealing. And then it ends up coming out that, it was baby formula. Okay. And the guy that he hit over the mask to crack his mask, well, he's obviously bleeding over his head. And he says, baby's hungry all the time. So this is the thing. I will say this, though, because this is a moment in the book where all of these different circumstances could come into play based off of how you interact with law enforcement. The only thing that I didn't really like, the only thing I minusculely didn't like about this issue compared to the last one is you didn't really need to humanize someone who was doing an armed robbery, because he's doing an armed robbery. That's bad.
Well, the other thing which you have to understand is this is where, like, Matt Fraction's political beliefs come in there, because
that's true.
Because I'm like, Bro, it's like this is similar to, I don't know if you remember this, but Batman Fortress a couple of years ago when Batman was flying through a place getting looted and Batman goes, they have insurance, and just leaves. I'm like, it's a very similar thing, and then it's like, okay, yeah, they're loot. I get it, but it's like you're committing armed robbery.
Yeah, yeah, and it's one of those things where basically it's like those people on EBT, those lower income families, where they're like, dude, I had to rob that person. My kids were gonna go hungry. You stole an iPhone. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
what are you gonna do with an iPhone to feed your kids?
yeah, it's like those people that go into like supermarkets and steal. It's like, I'm stealing loaves of bread to feed my kids. You guys are stealing like TVs and game systems. What are you talking about? What the fuck? What the heck? So that's the only thing I didn't really like about the book, because there's another part of what Batman says that people have kind of weirdly misinterpreted that I do think can go either way. So after that, the police do arrive, right? And they tell Tim and the other guy there to freeze. And then, Tim says, is there anybody on the police force we're friendly with these days? And the other guy says, hey there, boss, you got your ears on? And he's like, and the actual main villain of the book is right here. He's like, runner, we got a runner. And then he just shoots and kills the guy. Or, well, he shoots him. I'm pretty sure he ends up dying. But yeah, he has to end up dying. He was not seen later. So after that, Tim's like, you shot him. And then the guy says, suspects fleeing the scene may be treated as hostile and can be stopped by any means necessary. Now, from a cop's point of view, the use of deadly force happens based off of, what is the best situation to take care of that person that just committed a crime. Keep in mind, guys, this guy just committed an armed robbery. Like, he committed an armed robbery, though. Now, people could say, was shooting him the right idea? Now, you guys also must understand the way a cop thinks about a situation is much different than what you would do because you're a civilian. It's a whole different code of ethics. I was almost going to be a cop at one point. I know these things. And
the other thing is, like, you can't, it's like, if the person isn't actively posing a threat to you, or it's like, if I'm not actively aiming a gun at you, you can't. It does get kind of muddled in terms of like use of force and stuff. So I understand there is a lot of ambiguity. The problem is too many of these comic book writers want to make it like it's a simple situation. I go, it is the complete opposite of simple.
Right, because if you're doing a situation like this, if Matt Fraction wanted to show, because it sounds like he was trying to humanize the person that did the armed robbery, and he just trying to make the cop the bad guy, and it's like, well, what, like, you feel that conflicted, and it's like, okay, I guess. And then Tim, he ends up jumping away, he ends up getting shot by the guy, and well, the armor is later revealed to take the deep run of it. And then, well, this is revealed to be Batman. Robin rides the Black Mariah. Mariah Carey, guys. I love Mariah Carey. I don't know what Mariah Tim's riding. I don't know about that. And then, we get to a flashback of, Tim and Bruce having a driving lesson. And basically, Tim, even later on, is going to say, hey, I'm going to choke in this situation and I'm going to overthink it. And Bruce is like, no, just don't overthink it. You're not going to choke. I would want no one better in that situation to drive the Batmobile than you. So Tim, bloodied from the shot, is thrown into the back of that armored police car, the armored police trucks that you guys see with thugs. And the cop is not a good guy. I do want to make sure I point out the cop is a bad person. Like the way he is abusing his authority, as you would say, because he puts him back there, and you guys later see that they're trying to just like test him out, because right here it says, figures some of the fellows are friends of yours, so I'm sure they'll keep you company on our way into Central Holding. It's like, holy fuck. And to be fair, Robin was resisting arrest. He was. That's just how that works, And throughout some Batman, arcs and comic book runs, there is that always like, which police allow them to do what they want. And keep in mind, guys, Commissioner Gordon's not the commissioner, so it's just going to be a lot more different this time around until that happens later on in the run. So then after that, Robin obviously just starts, beating up these guys.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Good lord. Bro just started.
He takes out 2 guns like Jason and just starts firing.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so crazy how pathetic these armed thugs, how these thugs are. Robin is chained up. He is handcuffed, and he's just beating all their ass. Man, if you're a thug, you're trash. That's so bad. Holy shit.
Perhaps you should look for employment elsewhere.
That is true. So Robin and the thugs are having a big scuffle. He does eventually break his handcuffs, actually. And then the cop who was driving the armored truck, he crashes into the bat spikes right here, as you guys can see. And I'll ask you, at this moment in the story, before we get to Batman, what did you think?
So I do like the scene where like Robin's in the armored truck and then he just starts beating them up. And you see the truck like going like this because of all the action, and then the cops are like, "The hell is going on back there?" And then it's like there's like, and then like the truck crashes and Robin hops out, and but I also, one thing I really like about this one as well, I like Robin's suit, and honestly, the coloring in this series is really well done.
Mm-hmm. It's also weird in that scene specifically because the truck you can tell these are big trucks. Obviously, these are not small, but like you're in that small of a quarter, and you guys can't just gang up on him and close him off. You thugs are garbage. No, I can't have these. If Joker would have murked all these guys, like, you guys all suck. Good lord. So Batman, obviously, like I just said, lays out the spikes and they crash. Tim gets out of his handcuffs. Batman comes and saves the day, as he usually always does. And then Batman says, "Rough night, worse for them." All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the cops that arrested Tim are confront them right here. And they say, don't you freaks move. Tim says to Batman, "Careful, Batman. That one shot a fleeing suspect in the back, killed him, shot me too." Batman's like, Then after that, the erratic guy who did shoot the guy in the back of the head says, "Do it again if I gotta. Him too. I ain't afraid." And the black guy, the black cop, because there's a white and a black cop, he's like, "Hey, Vargas, come on." And then he says, because the enraged cop with the shotgun says, "You're on their side now. Known criminal vigilantes. What are you talking about?" The other black guy cop says, and he says, "They're on our side." And then Batman, because this is the line on social media, this is the panel on social media that got essentially, you would say, paneled out of context, as you'd say, because it can't get clipped. It would be a panel out of context. This part right here, where he says, "It's police brutality and murder puts us on opposite sides, officer." Now, we got, just to go over that a little bit, police brutality and murder are, I wouldn't think they're one and the same, because every single situation involving a cop and a murder suspect, and someone that was a murder suspect, or someone that could be arrested by the police to get thrown in jail, it's always a case-by-case basis, right? In some of these situations, you don't know if the law enforcement officer perpetrated most of it and he or she did shady things. You remember the story, dude, where there was this one cop who apparently was a legit serial killer, but he was a cop actually, and he actually managed to get away with all of it. It was a very big story a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So it's one of these things where, like, I don't know what Matt Fraction is writing here for Batman. We're saying police brutality and murder put us on opposite sides. So what side should you be on, right? You should be on the side of, there should be only one side you're on, and that's the side of justice. And Batman wants to bring justice to people because he takes on the criminals of Gotham. That's like a basic philosophy of Batman. Well, one of the basic philosophies of Batman. He takes on criminals because of what a criminal did to him when he was a kid. He wants to make sure that other people don't go through that, and they have a savior. It's like a basic concept for Batman. So Batman, in my opinion, it's weird because I understand the context of it. I do get it, but I don't understand the true meaning of the full context of the words you're trying to put out. What do you mean by police brutality and murder puts us on opposite sides? That's kind of like a given, is it not? Maybe I don't know.
But how else is Mad Fraction gonna get his social media brownie points?
Oh god, okay. There you go.
MSK, you're asking this as if the answer is not clearly there.
I know, but like Oh god, Jared, he got me. You're right.
That's because when that issue came out, that was the panel that was circulating. I remember watching this. And I'm like, oh, good lord.
Yeah, because I don't think Batman I think Batman meant it the way it came out. It's just I think the average person isn't gonna understand the true context and meaning of it, especially if you haven't read the issue, right? So if you actually read the issue after issue 1, I would think so, you would kind of understand what he's saying in that moment, because Batman himself is a vigilante, so he essentially is a criminal. And you guys know, in actual law, you can't be a vigilante. It's actually legitimate against the law. But keep in mind, this is a comic book universe. Laws are I would say flimsy at best.
And yes, shooting if you're a cop, shooting someone as they're running away from you, yeah, that's not okay. All of us agree with that.
Yeah. And also, if there's a way to take a suspect down, that didn't mean blowing their brains out. And keep in mind, I'm not excusing the guy who did the armed robbery. Obviously, I'm not. But keep in mind, these cops straight up, I mean, they could tase people. We've seen them tase. Also, the guy that did the armed robbery, literally, I will make sure I stress, there's other ways of handling that. There just is. The only way that would be acceptable from that cop is if the guy lunged at him with a knife. Okay, fair enough. You did that. You're done.
Yeah.
You kind of like 100%. Fuck around and find out. Yeah, you fuck around and find out like that. Completely justified. That cop was just a bad cop, and people understand. Not every cop is good. Not every cop is bad. It's just and then keep in mind, Matt is only writing from these two cops' perspective. Understandable, right? So then after that, the cop that is the villain of the book says the vigilante, Eddie, you do it, I swear to God. So the black cop is defending Batman, and then you have the scuffle that ends up happening right here. And we basically see Batman tank the bullets, and then the black cop ends up getting shot in the second panel. So Batman said, good lord, because they apprehend the guy that shot the armed robber. They do. And he says, good lord, shot his own partner. Yeah, he ended up basically killing the black guy. Good lord. And Batman says, we need to get you out of here. Tim says, I'm fine. Armor took most of it, trying to stop the bleed. And then the guy with the shotgun blows Batman in the brains. No, Batman doesn't die. He's got armor
in the head, but it's like, yeah, Batman has bat brain damage right about now. He literally has the mental capacity of a bat at this point.
He's like, no, I have armor in there.
It doesn't matter, dude. That is gonna rattle your noggin, bro.
Dude, people don't know, even if you wear like, what's the vest where it blocks from shots? It takes the full
Kevlar. Even if you wear Kevlar, it still feels like a punch to the chest.
Yeah. I've seen. There's people there's cops that wear like those police vests and everything to protect from getting shot. You're still gonna get some knockback out of that because that's how bullets are powerful like that. So we get to a point where like I said earlier, Batman is giving Tim the driving lesson and reinforcing to him that, hey, you're the guy that I want to drive that Batmobile in that situation if there's something bad that ends up happening. And then Tim's like, hey, you still with me? Batman's like, yeah. And then after that, they basically get in the Batmobile and drive off with Tim driving it. And then after that, it's all over the news what happened, because you know how all the media like to twist facts and everything, but that doesn't happen. Actually, it doesn't happen in this. The media is like talking about, hey, what is Commissioner Vandal Savage gonna end up doing in the situation or what he's gonna have happen as what he's gonna try to push on the city. And Vandal Savage being the utter garbage piece of shit person that he is, reporters come to ask him questions, and he's like, you know what? He says, you all know what happened on our streets tonight. We lost one of our own, and another is in critical condition. And then he also says, remove the reporters, break their cameras and jaws. Good lord, guy's just disgusting. Holy fuck. And then he says this speech at the end of the book, which essentially is, what you might not know is who was responsible for this shameless, cowardly act on our brothers. I know the mayor and our old leadership entertained certain arrangements with regard to amateur law enforcement in Gotham. He means the Bat family. But I'm changing policy. If the mayor disagrees, he can ask one of you to arrest me. Until then, consider these department-wide standing orders. Batman and Robin are now criminal combatants and enemies of the Gotham City Police Department. And that's how the issue ends. Also, before I get to the other things we're going to talk about, can comic books stop DC's the biggest offender of this, in my opinion, wasting other pages of a book on not just ads. I think the ads were perfectly placed. I always say to put them in the back of the book. I do always say that. But why are we wasting? Because we have a little bit, a little preview for like the Justice League Omega Act, which is happening with DC Knockout right now. But then that's like what, 1, 2, 3 pages, and then after that we get another ad for Batgirl issue 12 or something like that. Like, why are we wasting like 5 pages on 2-issue previews for other books? Just make. What are you doing? Like, can we please stop doing that? That is,
well, you know why?
2-page previews.
This is the way
really?
They have to advertise because no one's gonna pick up these damn books.
Unless, because in a Batman issue, they know people are gonna flip for like the very end of it, and they'll go like, okay, maybe, hey, it's so weird. Because this is how you do this, guys. If you're flipping through a Batman book, which is they're banking on, most people are going to be buying these at the local comic book shop, right? If you're going to do this, DC, advertise Absolute Batman issue 1. Why would you want someone jumping on Absolute Batman at Checks Notes issue 13? What are you doing? What the fuck is that? Be like, hey, check out our brand new Batman ongoing series, Batman issue 1, right here. Why would you be checking out? What would Batman issue 13 be doing?
Well, haven't you seen the movie trailers now? Are like, come see our movie, the last half hour of it. That's next.
Yeah. Hey, DC or Warner Brothers blame Blue Beetle flopping on the weather. It was an actual thing, guys. Look it up. Not kidding. They're insane.
That sounds like something they would do.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that ends this issue for Matt Fraction's Batman run for the second issue of this new DC Comics ongoing series. So I'll get your, final thoughts and opinions on this issue. Any other thing that really, how do I say this? Anything else you would put as a positive or a negative when you actually read through it?
Negative is the obvious, like, Matt Fraction putting his politics into the book, but that's obvious.
Yeah.
As far as like fun, Jorge Jimenez, that man's art on Batman is incredible.
It's really good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He's never. There's never been an image that I've read of Jorge Jimenez where I'm like, well, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, that cover he did for the previous Batman run when DC All In started, where Batman's just throwing the batarangs. Oh, so good. Good Lord. Man, Jorge Jimenez. What's crazy is these last decades of ongoing Batman runs that started with DC Rebirth with Tom King's Batman #1, going from David Finch to Jorge Jimenez. It's like, guys, Batman is getting the best artists. Is it getting the best writers? Who knows?
Not necessarily.
Who knows? They can find these top-notch artists, but, writers, I guess that's debatable amongst who you ask, So, yeah, I will say I enjoyed this issue more than issue 1. Issue 1, like I said before, was okay. It was okay in my opinion. He wrote some things in there that I just thought were a little silly. But this issue was a lot better. I did like the police dynamic. I don't exactly agree with how Matt Fraction wrote about the scenario from the police. Now, do I agree that there's corrupt police in Gotham? I do agree with that.
Of all the cities in DC, I'm pretty sure Gotham has the most.
Yeah. It's just when Batman's saying stuff like that, it's like, oh my God, Matt, what are you doing? Is there no other way you could have wrote about that police brutality? Guys, cops get paid very little money to protect people. The people that are doing the brutality are the criminals. Let's just say that. I'm just going to end it with
again, that. MSK, how is he going to get his social media brownie points?
Dude, the guy just did an armed robbery for baby formula. Is he no better than the black person that goes and robs a supermarket because they don't have any money? Who knows, guys? Who really knows? But yeah, I mean, I did enjoy this issue better. Hopefully when we review issue 3 next week, things will pick up. Let's just say that. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag, and we're going to sign up, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right, we're going to wrap it up here in just a moment. I know it's late for you. No, it's got to get to bed soon. But, next week, we'll probably start a little bit more earlier. It's just this week, my eyes were, oh my God, my eyes were fried. Sorry about that. Yeah, but next week, we'll probably start at like 7 to get something done. I don't know if we're doing a review next week because I know What your friend? I forgot is the black guy. I forget his name. God damn it! What's
Jahit.
his? Yeah, he wanted to come on next week. So maybe not a review next week. Probably the following week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let me know.
MSK is the ad page, and Jared is the. I just don't. Oh my! It's just so annoying because it's like 5 pages on 2-page previews. Like, how much is that going to really influence?
Do I really need that?
Yeah, it's like, how much was this? $4.99. There's $4.99 for this, which obviously is not a lot of money, obviously. But when you're picking up, like myself, 10 other books at $4.99, what are you doing? Why? Also, if you're gonna, because we know most people are gonna pick up Batman books. Why are you advertising Absolute Batman issue 13? Wouldn't it make more sense to go, hey, start here at Absolute Batman issue 1 and give them a preview of that? There you go.
That's too easy. That's too much of a good idea, MSK. Too much of a good idea.
Fucking hell. I think Nate's gone to bed too. What happened to Nate? Is he alive or is he dead? Nate, are you still listening? Or are you dead?
Who knows?
Fucking God. Jared, what happened to you? Good Lord. But yeah, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, my comic Athena, the Goddess of Thunder, the Kickstarter campaign ends on Sunday, and it's funded. So everyone's going to receive their books. So
that's good.
I'm working on that. And then, yeah, just covering a lot of great content on my channel, particularly about Wonder Woman, because no one talks about it.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
You cut out there. Well, what did you last say?
Oh yeah, it's like I cover a lot. I have a lot of great content coming out this week, like talking about doing a Valentine's Day episode tomorrow, and then on Sunday I'm doing a stream talking about all of Wonder Woman's various love interests. Here we go. I'm about to piss some people off on Twitter.
Why do you do this?
Oh, someone has to talk about Wonder Woman. No one does.
You know what's crazy is that people will say your Wonder Woman opinions are not good or they're bad or whatever. And I'll just say this, guys. If someone's opinions or whatever are bad, how about you get in front of a camera and a microphone and you give your opinions? How about you put some skin in the game, person with anime profile pic, superhero profile pic on Twitter? How about you put your hat in the ring and you kind of,
instead of critiquing people, exactly.
Because then they'll always say, well, you're wrong and you got this wrong. All right, how about you get on a video and you try what we're doing?
People have asked me, why did you make a video on this? And I go, because I wanted to. It's my channel. That's why.
Okay. I'll ask you one last thing before we head out. Because as you mentioned earlier, Absolute Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Flash are all getting, the reprints coming up. You're most up to date on Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman, right?
I have all of them, so
you're up to date on all as far as reading them too, right? Okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
So if you rank them, how would you rank them now with how they're currently panned out?
Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter.
Okay, got you. I've read the first 3 issues of Absolute Flash. I actually like Absolute Flash, and I think it's fun. It's fun.
It's really fun. I like that a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, it's a little convoluted on, I guess you could say, time travel stuff, but I do like Absolute Flash. I need to read more of Superman and Wonder Woman. I do need to, and Absolute Martian Manhunter. Good Lord. I'm behind. I'm old, guys. But Nate got PTSD from that tiny episode. Who knows if that's even still around, guys? Maybe I retconned it the old MSK way. But yeah.
You Flashpoint MSK'd it?
You never know, man. These episodes are very interchangeable these days. But so I'll say this, guys. I have podcasts and game streams coming up. I would have had the episode with Nate and Warren tonight, but this went a little bit later, and these kind of things happen. Also, Warren tonight said he couldn't make it, so that's when it ended up happening. That's why you didn't see Warren here. But Warren also wanted to give me $1 million for being on the show. Thank you, Warren. So, for me, later on tonight, I'm probably gonna end up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because I want to play the Dice Rally event, and there's also something else I'm gonna do. Podcasts and game streams. That's all we do here. We do podcasts and game streams. Jared just does podcasts and reviews comic books.
Occasional game streams.
Occasional game streams. So thank you guys for coming by and checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Happy birthday to Jared.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys